There may be a turbo teabag video courtesy of Mars, but today I'm going to be doing a shimmy tier list. It's kind of a, like, people can definitely shimmy. Also, thank you so much for subscribing. You can definitely shimmy a little bit normally by holding up and going between up, left, and up, right. But today we are doing the box-specific walk across the stage shimmy and seeing how effective it is. I have a couple of criteria which involve how cool it looks, the amount of times you can turn, and of course, do I like it? That's about it. We're making a tier list of how cool the little shimmies across the stage are. It's that simple. Of course, here are our tiers. We have S through F tier. That's all it is. And we're going to be going in the game and looking at how cool all of these different shimmies are. Starting with Mario, we're going in order. I have never done this before. I don't know whose I like and whose I don't. Well, I know a couple characters because I play them, but that's about it. So first off, let's go with Mario. So first off, he doesn't really turn a whole lot, so that's kind of a negative on his end. I don't think his turnaround animation is very cool. I don't think it's very standard, nothing to write home about, so not too much of a fan of it. I'm gonna just go with C tier, I guess. I don't think it's D tier. Maybe it'll bump down when I get different ones, but that's kind of mid. And again, it is just gonna be this simple. We're going into the characters, we're looking at them in training mode. That's quite literally it. Okay. Oh my goodness, see, this is what I'm talking about. You have incredibly fast turns. This is funny as hell. If you saw a giant gorilla, whatever type of ape Donkey Kong is, doing this and going towards you, this is amazing. I'm not gonna say it's the best in the game, but this is damn high. I'm gonna put it for sure, at least right now, in S tier. Maybe if there are other godlike ones, I'll put it in A, but that is an amazing turnaround. That's a great shimmy. I'm sorry for that. I'm just gonna close Discord, okay? I'm just gonna close it. Okay, Lynx. See, Lynx is really fast. I feel like the higher turns are always going to be funnier because it just looks like they're getting incredibly dizzy. This is good. The critique compared to Donkey Kong, I would say it's definitely worse, is he doesn't go as far, so DK slides with a lot of distance and a lot of range, whereas Lynx is just kind of funny. So I'm gonna put it a little bit lower, but this is still very good. I would say this is probably somewhere in A tier. I think that's where I'm gonna put it. I think it's good, but it's not like perfect, and it's not quite funny enough. It's just silly. See, Samus's is back to a mediocre one. She does spin faster than Mario, so it's for sure a little bit better than that, but I don't know if it's in the same tier, but higher. Like, it does have a little bit more distance than Mario's as well. She honestly turns around really quickly. Her, like, ground traction is really high, so I can, like, reverse it really easily, which I feel like did not happen with the other characters. So that definitely gets a small bump up. I think I'm just gonna put it in a solid, like, lower end of B tier. Oh my god, Discord still pings. Discord, go away. And of course, because the animations are different, we are going to go into the echoes. So, I mean, honestly, this is pretty good. The 1 foot is actually nuts. I like that. You do get a little bit less turns than the super high characters, but this is a bit more swag. Less turns than Samus, but the 1 foot kind of makes up for it, and it looks a little smoother. Like, this looks a little bit more smooth criminal, if you know what I mean, as opposed to just like, I'm a robot. So, Dark Samus goes a little bit higher. I'm not gonna put her, I don't know, in A tier, but I'm gonna put in the higher end of B tier. Like, there will be characters between Samus and Dark Samus. Okay, with Yoshi, he does squat a little bit, which is kind of funny, but he doesn't spin, and it's not particularly, like, cute or funny. Did I put Samus too high? I think Mario, no, actually, so I think what happened is, I think I just put Mario too high, so this skewed everything. So I think Mario's down there, I think Samus is down here, and I also think that Yoshi goes in this C tier as well. So sorry, Mario, you got bumped down, but, you know, happens to the best of us. I already know I like Kirby's. This is godlike. This is amazing. Kirby, many turns, just very quickly, right? Like, super fast turning. This is amazing. It's one of the cutest things. I used to just taunt like this with Kirby all the time, just holding up and doing it. This is one of the best in the game. I think it's on par with DK's. I think maybe DK's is a little funnier, but this is cuter. So, you know, it kind of is just like depending on which one you like more between cute or, you know, funny, because DK's is definitely funnier, but Kirby's is definitely cuter because he's basically doing the caramel dancing. Yeah, definitely in the upper section. Like, look at those little toes. The toes of Kirby are they're kind of going in. So yeah, for sure, Definitely very top tier. I personally am going to put it above Donkey Kong for now. I'm going to put it as the highest one so far. But if you think the DK one is better, I totally understand. It definitely is funnier. Okay, so we see Fox. Fox here is a little bit more standard, right? I don't think he's doing anything. Go over there. Thank you. I don't think he's doing anything crazy. He's just turning quickly, but it is kind of funny to see him turn so quickly while moving as fast as he does, which does give him a little bit of a bonus because it's kind of silly, right? It's just like, wow, he's moving so fast while just spinning. He's just spinning, and it's moving him across the stage, which I find pretty funny, but it's not amazing. We're going to go with a solid, I think it's definitely worse than the Dark Samus because the Dark Samus got the bonus for being on the ballerina toe, but it is still quite good. Is this fun, chat? Is this what you wanted from this fucking stream? So here's Pika's. I do this a lot as Pika. I think it's like silly, but I don't think it's that good. Like I definitely think it's better than like the super stiff ones because Pika, like mostly because his tail wagging in the wind, I think his tail moving is so funny. But it's definitely not in the upper echelon, but it's not bad. So because of that, I'm gonna just put it basically where Fox is. I think Fox is maybe a little funnier. Well, Pika has the tail. I don't know. I'm gonna put them somewhere. They're somewhere close to each other, but like nothing too special. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The reason I like this Luigi so much is because he's squaring up like this the whole time. He's going like he's going in with like this very strong fist movement, right? Incredibly strong. He's puffing that chest out and his head is just kind of, right? Like that's amazing. It's not like the tippy top, but it's definitely better than the last several characters we've done. I think so far, this is the third best one. I definitely think it's better than the Link one. The Link one, he's just spinning so fast, which is funny, but Luigi's definitely goes into upper A tier in my opinion. And hey, I mean, if you disagree with me, of course, you can always let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I would appreciate it. Let's go. See, Ness's feels more like he's looking both ways across the street before he turns, since he has to actively do that. Like a lot, he has to actively remember since he's a child. It's definitely not awful, but it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not awful. Mario's is still by far the worst one, but I definitely think this is still going to be somewhere in the C tier. It's okay. It's nothing special. It's nothing fancy. It's still better than Samus's, but I would say worse than Yoshi's. Falcon's is literally a blur. I don't know where his arms are. Why is his arm? Okay, his armbands are orange. I was like, why does it look so orange? That's crazy. Orange? Do y'all say orange or orange? So like the only negative of this one is I feel like you would expect it. I mean, Falcon doesn't have a fast walk, but like this is so slow. But the ambiguity of where he's looking and what he's doing, like I feel like for all the other ones, other than the other very fast spinners like Fox and DK, I feel like you can kind of tell what's going on. For this one, I feel like you can't really, which is definitely a positive. I think I'm gonna put it in the upper end of B tier. I don't think it's better than that, even though it is a little confusing, which is jarring. But I don't think it's like as good or funny as the ones above it. He does little jumps, actually. I thought it was worse than this. It's not good in terms of distance, but he is jumping as if he's like a scared cat or like a cat trying to play, just like, which I do find pretty cute. It's not as good as his Puffball brethren. His teabag is definitely a lot better. Puff's Turbo Teabag is one of the best in the game for sure. I don't know. It's like cute. I do like the jump, but I don't think I like it enough to put it in like A tier. So I'm gonna put it as below Dark Samus. What is her face doing? It's pretty smooth. Like it's kind of, you obviously don't see her legs because she's turning around, but I do like the flowiness of her dress. And she's always like keeping her face at like a very particular angle. Like it doesn't look like she's actually turning. I don't know, it's weird. She's always stays like a 3/4 turn, which is interesting. Like, she's bending her neck a lot, which to me is funny. Her hair is also going absolutely crazy. Her hair would just like be attacked by a cat. It would stab someone. It kind of looks like a hand, honestly. It looks like 4 fingers doing this, which to me is quite funny. That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna put that, I think that's the best one we've seen in a while. Definitely not like the super top, but I am going to put Peach somewhere in the A tier. I think better than Link, but worse than Luigi, because Luigi was just squaring up. Daisy also kind of does the thing where she like cranes her neck. Like she's still doing like the 3/4 turn thing. Her hair is definitely less funny just because it's less long. Like her arms are kind of funny, but I definitely think this is just a worse version of the Peach one. I think it's down in C tier. I think that was like okay. Her neck craning is, I think it's better than Pika's at least, but maybe that just means Pika's too high. I think Pika's too high. I think it's more like this. Bowser moves nowhere. Dude, he doesn't move anywhere. Look at how slow this guy moves. My favorite thing about this one is him just going like, right. Like his hands are kind of like clawed up and kind of swinging like as if he's doing the Thriller dance. Yeah, like he's doing Thriller, he's doing the Monster Mash, he's doing something, and we're not saying that just because he's scary, but just that's what his arms are doing. But otherwise, I find it very, very underwhelming. So I'm definitely gonna put Bowser in the lower C tier. It's still not as bad as Mario's. Ice Climbers are a little tricky. I already know this one because I played them sometimes and I do it in between stocks. The thing about Ice Climbers is Nana freaks the fuck out because she kind of matches you. Like, look at what she's doing. She goes crazy. Like Popo, like I need to actually do this in 2 sections because I simply can't do both of them. But Ice Climbers, like Popo by himself, it's kind of just, it slides. I feel like it's one of those that just like looks like it's shimmies really cleanly, but it's nothing special. But the problem is when you have both of them, Nana freaks out so hard that it's hilarious because she turns extra amounts because of like the way she like follows Popo, which in my opinion is super funny. Do they switch hammer hands? Do they? Oh my God, they do. Oh, it's always behind them. Oh shit. Oh, that makes a huge difference. They're swapping hammer hands? Damn, that's pretty swag. That's pretty cool. I'm a fan of that. I didn't realize they were swapping hammer hands. And the Nana bumps it up. I'm gonna say like lower A tier. Definitely not as good as these, but pretty good. Oh, it's just so smooth. It's just so smooth, and she moves so fast. Like, this is why the movement speed is important, is because she just gets across the whole stage so fast, so clean. Like, there's no effort to this. It looks so good. But yeah, it's just so clean. Like with needles or without needles, like it's just clean. It's just so clean. The cleanness alone, like it's not funny, it's not cute, it's just ridiculously clean, puts it as the 4th best that we have done so far. Because even though Peach's is funnier and is like craning her neck in weird ways, I think Sheik's is just so clean that it goes that high. It's not as good as these, or even Luigi's. Luigi might low-key be S tier, but yeah, it's there. Zelda's dabbing. She moves like so quickly. Like her movements are very, like she's just like, boom. Like she's immediate, just like, ha, ha. She's always ready, which is crazy because she gets captured every game. I like this one just because of how the swiftness of her movements, and then also, again, she's kind of doing like small dabs without making it too obvious. Like she doesn't want to be seen as like cringe, but you know, she's for the teens and the Fortnite players. I'm gonna put that in upper B tier. Again, Falcons is just confusing. Is it better than Falcons? A little better than Falcons. Upper B tier, upper B tier. See, like this is slow, so it's hard for me to put it high. Because it's slow and it doesn't look cool enough to make up for it. He does lift his legs in a funny way. This is just kind of okay. It's pretty slow. Yeah, his foot movement is pretty good. Like, it's definitely not as bad as Mario's. Mario's is still definitely worse. But I would say it's nothing special. Like, it's just gonna be somewhere in C tier. Like, to me, this is funny. Because he's like barely moving and just sliding across the ground. This is like very, very smooth. He like barely moves at all. He moves like half an inch in his head. Like, I mean, the head swivels, but like his ears barely move, and he's like, because he's so stumpy, like barely anything is happening. Rotate along the Z-axis. Yeah, basically. So like it's okay. I find it a little amusing. I think it's better than Daisy's, but I still think it's in C tier. Like, I don't think it goes up to the B tier, but it is definitely better than Pika's. See, this is just smooth turning. It kind of looks like I'm doing this, but on the ground. Like, this is just, it's nothing special. I find the tail rotation pretty funny, but like, that's about it. It's just the tail rotation is funny. He does swivel his head so goddamn fast, though. Holy sh... Still nothing, like, great. Like, definitely not as good as Fox's, Probably worse than it's clean. So I'll give it a B tier. I think maybe I definitely underrated Puff. Like, it's smooth, but not so smooth of chic. Marth, obviously, he gets a huge buff. Look at how fast, I mean, obviously it's just based on walk speed, but look how fast he is. Look how fast he is. It is incredible. His legs are moving up a storm. He has his sword that's just kind of twirling. His cape is twirling, and he's just moving so fast. Like, this is pretty solid. This is like almost on the level of chic. I think it's maybe slightly less smooth, but slightly more silly, so it's very, very close. Definitely one of the better ones we've had so far. Absolutely going in the A tier. I'm gonna put it right below chic, but above Peach. I think that is a perfect place for him. Is Lucina's just as good? See, like, ironically, something about this feels like the cape not moving on the, like, on both sides, to me makes it a little worse. Like, the cape only appears on whichever direction you're not moving, which is interesting. Like, her cape doesn't move as much, her sword does, and she's got those boots that kind of twirl. So, like, it's still pretty high, but I definitely feel like for once, I'm going to put Marth higher on a tier list. It's like, it's a little more abrupt. Like, something about it is just less smooth than Marth. It's still smooth, but it's not in the smoothness tier of Marth and Sheik, so I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A tier. See, like, Young Link moves so slow that it's an immediate negative. It is a little bit funny that he moves so much while technically moving so little, but, like, it's so underwhelming. Like, he barely turns. He barely turns. So, I don't know. I think if you had different criteria than me, it would be funny because he's moving so little, but moving across the stage, basically standing still. Because, like, he's transitioning into his walk so slow. But I don't know. I don't really like it personally. I'm going to put it probably below Pichu. It's okay. Yeah, like, his hat doesn't even move in the wind. It just kind of appears. Like, his hat just, like, appears behind him. There's no flow. There's no nothing like that. He moves a lot. His cape swirls around him. I'm literally trying to do it the other direction, but Ganon's ground traction is so bad. Like, I'm trying to go, like, I'm going to the left. I'm going to try, like, and I, like, transition. It's so slow to turn around, which is so funny. Why does his boots look so fuzzy? When you're, like, doing this, like, his boots just kind of look like crocheted leg warmers, which is kind of funny. But, like, him spinning so fast and moving so slow is so funny. And also his arms kind of moving in, like, a... like, he looks like he's dancing more, which in my opinion is very funny. I'm bad at dancing. Don't clip that and turn it into a GIF, please. I would appreciate it. But, like, he's kind of swag. He definitely looks like he could punch some people. He looks like he'd punch some people in, like, some old brawler game. Which I think is kind of funny. It's not fantastic, but it is pretty good because him moving so slow and moving so... Sorry, him spinning so fast and moving so slow, in my opinion, gets him pretty high on this list. Maybe a little bit less high than Zelda. I think this is more accurate. Still like upper B tier for sure, but, you know. It wasn't great, but it is definitely pretty funny. I've heard in the chat already that Mewtwo is amazing, so let's see if that is the case. Like, I don't know. Mewtwo's is okay. I think his feet moving so quickly, like, it looks like there's no effort in this at all, which is, to me, pretty funny. I don't think this is amazing. He has a lot of traction, though. Like, moving back and forth is actually so easy. He kind of just, like, I also kind of like how he was going like with his hands. They were kind of just like swatting at something down here, which to me is pretty funny. But it's nothing fantastic. I think it's kind of like around Puff, because I think Puff, like, jumping is really cute. So it's somewhere around, like, the Puff Ganon area. I'm gonna put it a little lower than Ganon, just because Ganon moving so slow is hilarious. Like, I know I said, like, it should be fast, but, like, the turnaround being so fast and then it being so slow is, like, very funny as, like, a subversion. Is his arm going through his cape? I can't do frame by frame because I don't have an L button on this box. So, like, this one, he's just spinning around on one foot, which is kind of funny. I think the cape is doing less than Marth's. The sword is doing about the same. His headband definitely is pretty funny, just having it just be like boop, boop, boop. But I do think it's just gonna be, yeah, like, his elbow's going crazy. I don't know what's happening. Like, it's going through the cape, I think. I'm gonna just put it around Lucina's. I think they're very comparable. I don't think it's particularly better. I don't think it's particularly, it's just very similar to Lucina's. Maybe a little bit sillier, but also a little jankier. So yeah. Chrome's cape stays so high. Like, I feel like his cape is more whimsical. I don't know. His cape seems a lot more whimsical than Roy's. He doesn't have that headband, which is definitely a minus. His boot's going crazy, and I feel like seeing like the different white and blue boot. I didn't realize he was wearing 2 different boots. The cape staying so high is kind of funny. Something about it I don't like as much as Roy and Lucina's. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm gonna say that it's just like somewhere more in like the B tier range. Game & Watches, regrettably, really funny. If you do it like perfectly where he doesn't have those in-between frames, regrettably, this is really funny because he has like no frames other than just him turning around. So it's literally just ba, and then ba, and then ba with no in-between. That's pretty funny. I regret to say that Game & Watch is gonna be, I think, the top of B tier for now. I don't think it's A tier funny, but it is silly enough that he gets top of B tier. Meta Knight's, in my opinion, is very whimsical. He spins pretty fast. He's kind of just like spinning in a meadow in my head because he's like doing like little bounces instead of just like, he's not just like switching his feet. He's like bouncing up in the air, I feel like, where he's like twirling. It almost makes it look like he's wearing heels because when his sword like cuts into where his shoe is, he's also moving very fast, which in my opinion in this case is good. He's just having such a good time with this, you know what I'm saying? I think because of his good time, he definitely has A tier energy. Not high A tier, but A tier. See, like, Pitts is just slow and doesn't do anything. I feel like his wings are barely moving in a silly way. I feel like he's just kind of spinning. This is a very average shimmy, nothing too special, very quick and easy. Don't think it's that much. I'm just looking for him on the side here. I'm gonna say that's just like around Pika's. It's not great. I'm gonna put it worse than Pika because my main deserves a little bit of justice. Yeah, Pitts is literally exactly the same. There's nothing different about them. I feel like their wings are doing the exact same thing. Yeah, that's like the most echoey echo so far. They're literally exactly the same. How does her hair stay on one side? That's crazy. Like, Zero Suit Samus's hair just stays completely behind her. But otherwise, like, it's nothing special. I mean, she moves kind of fast, which is a little better than the Pitts, and her hair staying on one side is kind of funny. Like, when it's slower, she's, like, it's there, but, like, if you start off of a walk, like, I think she's one of the characters that, like, starting off on a walk makes a huge difference. Like, her hair just stays behind her. But, like, it's still nothing special. I'm still gonna put her in, like, you know, C tier. Oh, hell yeah, baby. This is what I'm talking about. This is some good energy. He's a boss. He knows it. His face looks even more gremlin-y when he's like this. Why are his ears so pointy? This is amazing. His arms waggling. It gives me very much Luigi energy, which is really a compliment as of now because Luigi's currently the 3rd highest character. I do think Luigi's is a little better, but he's stomping. Look at these stomps. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of like he's a 2D thing just walking forward. I like that a lot. That's really good. I think currently that might be in the top 5. It's like, it's not like silly at the cost of being smooth. It's still pretty smooth. I definitely think maybe Sheik's smoothness is a little bit better, but it's definitely up there. Snake's seems pretty mediocre. I mean, he's spinning. He doesn't move fast, though. His headband kind of doesn't do too much. It's just kind of average. Like, I think it's just in, like, that C tier of, like, it's nothing special, but it's not bad. It's not like Mario. Why is Mario so much worse than every other character so far? I don't understand. I think it's okay. It's not great. So I'm gonna put it like somewhere. I think it's maybe slightly better than the Pits. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about here. Look at that cape being silly. He's moving fast. Look at his feet. His feet are just turning so fast. His legs just, I don't know how you spin that fast. That is hilarious. This is the good stuff. This is back into silly category. I don't care that he's moving slow. Kind of like Ganon, he's moving so slow, but he's spinning so fast that in my opinion, that is a very, very good thing. So to me, that goes into A tier because it's also very silly. Like, it's not just like he's silly because it's slow and fast. Like, it's just silly. So in my opinion, Ike, wherever he is, goes somewhere in the A tier. Okay, so of course, Pokemon Trainer, 3 different Pokemon. Let's see what they do. Squirtle's is just a wiggle waggle. His eyes kind of look silly, kind of like coming into frame doing this. Nothing fantastic other than that. Like, it's okay. I think it's like pretty funny, but it's not like fantastic. I'm gonna put that somewhere in like the B tier. But again, we do have 2 more characters. I think it's like better than Mewtwo's and Ganon's. It's kind of around the Puff area, but we do have next Ivysaur. The camera zooms out a little bit. This, of course, 4-legged, which in my opinion is hilarious because they're just sliding across the ground. Again, similar things with the head. I don't think it's still like kind of nothing in my opinion. It's not terribly smooth. It's not terribly funny. It's like a little cute, but it's not too cute. So I'm gonna put it maybe a little bit worse than Squirtle's. Now we're going to Charizard, which very slow. Those big thunking sounds. It kind of just looks like he's pivoting from leg to leg. Again, it's like fine. It's nothing special in my opinion. I think his tail just like teleporting to the other side it's so fast. Like that is ridiculously fast. But still, I would say they're all comfortably somewhere in the B tier. There's nothing special about them. I do think Charizard's was the best one because of his tail just tuk, 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 tuk. But like, they're all okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at those arms. Look at that tail. See, this is the smooth animation that I'm talking about. The tail is so flicky. The arms are so springy. I'm a big fan of this one. The cousin of Donkey Kong showing up in a big way here, in my opinion. Could maybe do a little bit more turnings, but it is still very, very good. I'm gonna put it at least above Marth into like that Diddy, like into that Wario category. Very, very strong in my opinion. I can already tell he doesn't move fast on the ground. Oh, but this one's like okay. His arm swings out of the way. He does blink. He does blink when he turns, which is kind of funny. His shoes definitely look like you're trying to erase something on a piece of paper and you're not sure how much effort you're gonna have to put into it. Why do his shorts have such big leg holes? But he is spinning really, or he's shimmying quite quickly in terms of him actually turning around, which I give a little bit of credit for, but I definitely think it's like worse than Game & Watch's. It's probably around like the same Pokemon trainer area. It's nothing special. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Sonic's side profile is so intense in this game that literally it's so funny to watch his entire head turn. It's not like it's a 3/4 turn. Like, this is a side profile. Like, this is a side profile. So is Wii Fit's apparently. But that's generally not how it is. The spikes moving, I wish they had a little bit more physics behind them. They're just very taut, but this is pretty decent. He's like digging his toes into the ground. I do think the turning around, because he turns around so fiercely, is quite good. It's not like fantastic, but I am gonna say it's somewhere like the Ganon tier. Is it better? No, it's definitely better than Lucas's. See, I know that Diddy has a really good turbo teabag. He has like the best turbo teabag in the game. Wait, he makes a noise? I can't believe he makes a noise. Like, his turbo teabag is one of the best in the game, if not the best in the game, but how is his normal turn around? It's like pretty okay. I mean, he does have to lug a big hammer around, which is kind of funny. Like, that should have a hitbox, in my opinion. Like, that swings so fast. That swings faster than his goddamn forward air, or as fast as his forward air. So it looks like he's a spinning machine of doom, which is pretty good, and mostly just the hammer. That's actually like the main saving grace for this. So I'm gonna put this at the top of B tier. Not quite where Game & Watch is, but pretty good. I want to judge Olimar. Oh my god, he's so light on his feet. He's tippy-tapping. He's tip-tapping the... Oh my god, his antenna has amazing physics. Big fan so far. Let's see how it is with Pikmin. I'm actually just going to do one Pikmin at a time. Oh, the Pikmin doesn't do too much. It just kind of... I mean, they do kind of go around him and kind of like move, which is pretty funny. It doesn't really add anything, to be honest. I'm going to make sure I check all the Pikmin. They don't do too much. Yeah, nothing too... The Pikmin don't really add anything, but either way, Pikmin by himself, he's so light on his feet, and he's twirling around very much like a ballerina, so he's... I mean, to me, honestly, he's gonna be in some of the top tier of that. I'm gonna say, like, around Peach, maybe slightly less than Peach, but that's really good. Okay, yeah, Alf's is the same. I'm gonna put Olimar a little higher just because his nose, but that's about it. I love the sound of this one. The sound of this one is magnificent. Otherwise, it's kind of, it's smooth, right? I actually want to see how this looks like with different amounts of aura. Like, it looks kind of silly. Like, it's a little clean. I do like the sound a lot. Big fan of that. But otherwise, it's just pretty okay. Like, it's nothing like crazy special, but it's also like not bad. Like, I think it's cute. I think it's slightly worse than Diddy, but pretty good. Why was Mario so bad? Is it just, like, that wasn't biased because he was the first one. Mario's was just bad, right? Oh my god. Yes, Yes, look at his bottom plate. Look at this magnificence. This, in my opinion, definitely rises up the ranks of this tier list. It's just so strong. Look at that cord wiggle. Look at the fuel gauge. That's so good. That's one of the best ones we've had so far. In my opinion, that's S tier. It's not as good as DK's or Kirby's, but it is damn high. That is an amazing shimmy. That was great. That was fantastic. I was unexpected. I really thought Rob's was going to be like pretty mediocre. That was great. Toon Link kind of, but Toon Link's hat has more physics to it than Young Link by far. I feel like he like swings his arm out in a nice way. He also like spins way faster than Young Link. This is gonna just be like somewhere in the B tier probably. No hair physics. He has tiny little feet. Why his feet are so small? Why is the toe area of his boots so tiny? I thought they were like clipping into the floor, but no, my goodness, they are such small feet. Along with the faster spinning of Young Link and the trail of the hat, that's definitely going to be somewhere in B tier for sure. Like, it's not like the best thing ever, but I would definitely say it's better than all the Pokemon trainers. Wolf spins fast. He moves his head really fast. I feel like his head is kind of just like in a state of question mark. It's nothing great. I mean, he spins pretty clean. But it's nothing like crazy in my opinion. This is just like an average one. I would definitely think it's like the lower end of B. It's kind of like the Falco one, but I think Fox is funnier just because he moves so fast, but like Wolf and Falco don't, so I think they're pretty low. He's just doing so little that in my opinion, this is fantastic. He also like moves pretty quickly. In my opinion, because it's so nothing, it goes pretty high. It doesn't go in A tier, it's not that funny, but I would say it's definitely slightly lower than Diddy, which again, like him and Game & Watch in my opinion are pretty similar, but I think Diddy's is just snugly between them. So Mega Man's here. He has a default one. It's pretty okay. Like it's a little bit too, like he's kind of just like, I like how he kind of moves his legs, but I know that he does have this, which this artificially is going to bump. Also how does his arm change hands? Oh wait, that's the only, oh my God, you get to see him with two normal arms. I didn't even notice. But yeah, in my opinion, this definitely bumps it up just a little bit, but also, honestly, I'm just gonna give it, wait, how did I get him with normal arms? Oh no, he also gets a normal arm when he just walks. My bad, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't think it's like fantastic. I do think the shimmy with the forward tilt is pretty funny, but I'm just gonna put it at like, again, similar to like where Villager is, it's not like a fantastic shimmy, but it's pretty funny. All the Mars fans can just shit on me in the comments. I understand. I know it's funny. I get it. Wii Fit trainer doing a little spin. Like, I like how her hands are kind of just like wah wah wah. Like they're kind of like going out from her a lot. Otherwise spinning, otherwise generally clean. It's okay. It's nothing special. I think it's just, you know, somewhere in the C tier. Like in my opinion, male Wii Fit is just basically the same as female Wii Fit. It's okay. Luma not included first. See, I like her hair physics. This is definitely better. Get out of here. It's definitely better than Daisy's for sure. Like 100% this is better than Daisy's. With Luma, let's see how it is. Oh, see, the Luma just adds it into another tier. Like, look at what is Luma doing? This is amazing. Luma is so silly. Oh my God, the Luma's so cute. Oh, I love that. Oh, the Luma bumps it into such a high tier for me. I think it was like maybe slightly worse than Peach without Luma. But with Luma, I think this goes in pretty high. I think it goes into like the very, very upper echelon. Actually, I'm just going to bump all these to the S tier. Not Wario that high. I'm going to put them all in the S tier. I think that is deserved. This is so good. Let's see Little Mac. Oh, he's got so much movement. He is bobbing and weaving. Obviously, the fantastic footwork, which is to be expected of a boxer such as himself. It's nothing like crazy. It's not like so smooth, but it's pretty good. I'm probably gonna put it in like the, you know, the Mega Man D tier. Probably like, definitely more like this. Is he like lower? He's like the lowest A tier in my opinion. It's pretty good. Greninja. I do like how he slaps the ground because he uses the ground to pivot. I do find that very funny. Just his tail doesn't really have anything crazy with the physics. So that's minus points from what I expected because it definitely could have been more than that. But the slapping the ground is pretty good. Slapping the ground is pretty good. It's definitely good enough for like upper B tier. Probably better than Greninja's, but less funny than Villager's. Palutena, very slow twirl. See, like this is like I would prefer fast spinning, slow moving than slow spinning, fast moving. Her hair Doesn't really do too much crazy. Like, it is kind of funny that it's like behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front. But like, I don't like slow spins, fast movement. This is pretty low. This is one of the worst ones in my opinion. It's not quite as bad as like Dr. Mario, but it's like right there. Pac-Man. He kind of slides on his heels. See, like in my opinion, he's just not doing enough. Like I feel like his arms aren't moving for any other reasons other than he is large and round. Why are his legs and his torso different colors? Or is that just the shadows? No, his legs are different color. Why is his legs different color? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't really care for that shimmy. It's not like the worst, but it's definitely just like kind of average. It's worse than Pika's, which is saying something because I don't think Pika's is particularly good. See, like this is way better than the Palutena one. Slow moving, fast spinning, in my opinion, is so funny because like they're doing so much, but doing so little, which I like a lot more than doing so little, but doing so much. If you understand what I mean, this is fantastic. It's not like the best ever, but it is pretty good. I think it's enough for a low A tier. Female Robin is basically just the same thing. I know I didn't show it. It's fine. I messed up. It's fine. Shulk's kind of smooth with it. It looks like he gets pretty dizzy. His feet kind of like don't. Something about the double turn just makes his feet really silly in terms of how they're positioned. Again, it's like, it's smooth, but it's not so smooth, and it's like, it's not funny at all, and it's not like extra amazing, so it's just gonna go somewhere in like around Pokemon Trainer. It's okay. I'm not ranking all the different arts of Shulk. That would be too much. How is he moving so much? Like normally the propeller is what moves him, and he's like kind of floating, but like the propeller's not moving. This makes it look like the propeller has feet, which in my opinion is kind of hilarious. It's just like the Bowser Jr. is just moving because he's in the cart, and the cart's barely doing anything, which in my opinion is pretty funny, but not like so funny that it's A tier, but like funny enough that it's upper B tier. We got a good one here, folks. We got a good one. The duck is going crazy. The head is going insane. He's wiping his poop on the floor. The front paws are going over each other in such a cute way. I love this. This is amazing. This is definitely in the S tier. I would say better than Rosa. I'm not sure higher than that. I'll think about it more after, but it's really good. That's amazing. That is a solid shimmy. Ryu. Honestly? It's not a shimmy. It's not a shimmy. This is not the same thing, but hold on. I have to do this correctly. How would I do this? If I have multiple enemies. Okay, there we go. That's an actual shimmy. He's still kind of moving weird. The actual shimmy kind of sucks. I mean, it's a little like ooh, 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 which is kind of fine. But the no character shimmy is so funny. It's so funny. I'm not gonna give it an S tier because it's not technically a shimmy, but I'm putting it at the top. I'm putting it above Peach, very close to the top of A, because it's breaking the rules a little bit, but I like that in a character. Again, Ken is going to do the same thing in terms of breaking the movement for sure, because it's just the auto turnaround characters. Very funny. And then now let's see the normal one. See, Ken's is a little better. I feel like he's like moving his fists a little more, which to me is just slightly better. But again, pretty comparable, but I am going to put Ken just slightly above Ryu. Like not higher than any other character, but he's definitely the better of the two. See, this one, not good. We've had characters swing much larger swords around so quick. Again, it's kind of like Palu, where it's like fast moving, slow turning. Not a fan of this one. I don't like that in a shimmy. This goes kind of close. It's honestly worse than Palu's, because at least Palu's is so fast, it's like a little silly. This is one of the worst ones so far, in my opinion. Not high at all. Like more spins is almost always going to be better. There was literally the one exception, and that was it. See, this is solid, right? It's like the Fire Emblem. This one's honestly very smooth. This one is super smooth, very smooth circles. I love that the trail of the sword, of course, because it's like a fire sword for whatever reason. I didn't play this Fire Emblem game, but I like that a lot. I think it's just really solid. I think that is incredibly solid. I think it's better than the Robins. I think it's more so along the lines of the Lucina Marth. I think it's actually better than Roy's. I think it's actually a little better than Ike's, to be honest with you. So it's more so there. I like that one a lot. I mean, the corns are the same, nothing special. I mean, there have been some differences between, you know, male blank and female blank in this, but these are the same, exactly the same, so I'm chilling. See, look at this. Bayo's spinning so fast, but moving almost none of the rest of her body, which, again, in some of them is a bad thing, but I find that so funny, because I'm just imagining just, like, someone spinning with their arms just, like, straight down, just, like, not moving at all. Good footwork. The shadow's also hilarious because of, like, the wings that are there, which, of course, if you didn't know that, yeah, that's kind of the shadow shows, like, her butterfly wings and stuff like these, which, to me, is just good. Big fan of this one. It's not like fantastic, but it is pretty funny. It goes like in the lower A tier for sure. See, just like slow spinning. Not a fan, a little goofy, like, I don't know. It's just so mid. It's just so painfully mid that like, I'm not even gonna look at the other Inkling. I'm just putting them down here. No, I don't like that. It's not as bad as Mario's. Is it as bad as Mario's? No, it's not as bad as Mario's. It's not. It's simply not. I don't know why Mario's is the worst one. I'm gonna look at Mario after this and maybe I was too harsh on it, but I really think it was bad. I kind of like this one for Ridley because it's kind of like roaring and it's just very, I don't know. He's like sliding, which I find kind of funny. Like it's not really, like his legs aren't moving. Like they're not like going over themselves. It's not like he's walking or it's not like they're spinning, which you can kind of say like, hey, it's going forward. Like they're just turning, which in my opinion is very funny. They're kind of like just moonwalking just a little bit. I'm gonna put just like the lower end of B tier somewhere. This looks amazing. He's going absolutely nowhere, but those legs are going absolutely insane. He also turns his head and arms around so fast. It does not look like his legs and his upper torso are attached. This is fantastic. That is some top 10 material for Mr. Simon Belmont. I think it's better than the smoothness of Marth's, absolutely. I think that's great. Will this be different for Richter? I hope not. No, it's the same thing. Yes, yes, they're so good. I love them. That is fantastic. That is some good shimmying. Big fan of that. I think they're basically the same. The headband didn't really do anything, so it didn't add anything. So they're just equal. I'm gonna put Simon above because Simon's never above Richter, so he gets it for now.
Yeah, Squidward. Yeah, Squidward.
K Rool. Oh, look at that belly. Look at that belly move. Again, similar to Ridley, his legs aren't moving. They're just turning. See, like it's not great. It's not as good as Ridley's. It's kind of like more in the Mario category than the other heavies, unfortunately. So it is gonna be like the lower end. I still think it's better than Pac-Man's. It's better than Pika's. I'll give it better than Pika. I'll give it better than Pika. Let's do Isabelle. See, again, very similar to Villager in this regard. Oh, wait, the sound? The little jingling of the bells that she has in her hair because she's Isabelle. This is very smooth. It's very similar to Villager in terms of how funny it is, but the sound effect is definitely better, so it definitely goes higher. Big fan of that one. I'm gonna put that at the very top of B tier. Maybe Game & Watch. I think Game & Watch should be at the very bottom of A. I think that's a more fair place for him, but the B tier shimmy for Isabelle, big fan. I like that a lot. Oh no, game. Oh no, chat. Oh no, not only is it mid, that's the worst one so far. That's the worst one by far. I might be F tier. That one's really bad. This is exceptionally bad. It's slow. His eyes, you can't even see them in terms of like his pupils. His arms barely move, and he's also not moving, so it's not even funny. Like, he's not moving so little that it's funny. He's just moving so little that it's sad. I don't like his arm wiggle at all. Like, he's doing a little shoulder. That's really bad in my opinion. That's really bad. That's F tier in my opinion. That's quite bad. I didn't think we were gonna find worse than Mario, but we did it. See, this could be a good one. It's not. It's not a good one. Not a good one. Wow. Two really bad ones back to back. Not a fan of that one. Is it better than Mario's? No. It's actually 2 ones worse than Mario back to back. That's crazy. I was not expecting that at all. This is just sad. You can barely see the feet. Yeah, if you could see the feet a little more, I would like it more, but you don't get to, and that was just sad. Joker's is smooth. I wish his cape had more movement. This one's like pretty, like it's smooth, so it's gonna be in B tier, but it's not gonna be higher than that. His legs do kind of look like you're JPEGing them back and forth. Like it doesn't look like a smooth animation. It looks like they're kind of teleporting to a different location, which is kind of funny, but it's somewhere in B tier. It's not great, it's not bad, but like it's like worse than Fox. Like it's in the space animal tier, which like, could live without it. See, I like this a lot more. Hero's not necessarily doing too much. It's a little bit smooth. It's not really fast enough to say it's super smooth, but look at those feet. Those feet are twirling, which I do like. I definitely think this is better than Joker's, just by a little bit, because at least like his whole body is turning in a way that's like kind of whimsical. I'm not gonna do all 4 heroes because they're gonna be the same. But I put that like probably around where Ridley is, around Dark Samus. I think Dark Samus is actually a little too low. Her 1 foot is kind of funny. I'm gonna just retroactively move Samus up. I feel like this one can be really good. I'm excited for this one. Oh no, Kazooie's not out. Oh no. Again, he's not doing so little that it's funny. He's just doing so little. Oh no, does it different if he has a grenade in his hand? It does change the hand. Oh no. Oh no, Banjo, what did they do to you? No, we have another F tier. Incineroar's is still worse. Honestly, Incineroar's is worse by like a lot. That was bad. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. I was so surprised. Duck Hunts was so good, and I know Kazooie, I guess I expected Kazooie to be out for some reason, which obviously not gonna happen. That was sad. Terry again gets the benefit of doing the, oh, this is actually way worse than the Shoto version of it. So I like that a lot less because he's just slightly less mobile on the ground. But let's see how his actual shimmy, oh, but his actual shimmy is much better. His actual shimmy, in my opinion, is significantly better than Ryu and Ken's. Look at that hair move. Like, his hair's going like whoop, 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 whoop. Big fan of that. That's pretty good. I like that hair a lot. That hair is incredibly whimsical and nice. That's gonna go probably the upper B tier. It's not gonna be A tier because, again, Ryu and Ken had such a big benefit from their not shimmy being so funny, but it's pretty good. I like that. Byleth. See, look at this. No movement in terms of horizontal ground movement, but like teleporting with this spin. The legs are hilarious. The sword is just kind of whacking people in the side of the head. If he's in the same aisle as you in like a grocery store, this is just a bad look for you, but it's a great look for Byleth. I like that one a lot. That's really, really good. I think that's at least A tier. I think it's slightly worse than Game & Watch's, but it's still very good. See, like Min has a lot of like swag to hers. I don't know what it is. She's just like whoop whoop. She's like moving a lot. And again, this isn't even like character bias because like I put Pika pretty low. I like this one a lot. She's got a lot of spring to her movement. She's got a lot of spring to her spin, even though she doesn't have anything like different in terms of like a cape or anything that flows like that. But I like the movement a lot. To the point where I'm definitely going to put it at least in like B tier, like the middle of the road. It's not like fantastic, but it's pretty good. Definitely very bouncy. Actually, maybe like higher than Greninja's. Greninja slapped the ground. It's definitely worse than Greninja's, but it's pretty high. I mean, the fact that he gets to like stutter way more with his movement is pretty funny, but like not in a funny way. Just in like a this is weird way. I think this goes in the Mario tier. I don't think it's better than that. I think it's pretty bad. I think there's again, it's like almost. I wish there was a little bit more movement with his arms to put it higher than that, but I don't like that one. I think it's really mid. It's not funny. It's not like so little movement, but like fast ground movement, which would make it funny, but that was pretty bad. Sephiroth, very slow spin, which again, in this instance kind of looks more like a moonwalk. It's very smooth, but also he's like not moving. It's like okay. It's nothing crazy. It's just okay. It's somewhere. I think it's like better than Pit's still. I think Yoshi's is actually a little underrated in this. It's pretty meh. See, lots of spinning. Oh, a little bit of a negative point. I feel like the cape thing, whatever that is, like on her back, could have done a lot more. It's just like teleporting. It's like almost, it's like disappearing for half of it, which is a little weird. That one's okay. It's like one of the worst. It's like in the pit area of Swordsman. Let's see what Mithra's is. See, Mithra's in my opinion is a little funnier because at least she's so fast that she's moving more. The tail of her thing is still also disappearing, which is interesting. It's like, okay, it's definitely better than Pyra's just because she's moving so fast and it's a little silly because of that, but it's like still in C tier. It's okay. Kazuya again. Worse than the Ryu and Ken one for the, you know, actual shimmy, but okay, this is so much better. He's actually spinning that arm, looks detached from his body. It's not as good as the Terry one, in my opinion, but it is still quite good, quite high. I'm gonna put that, where am I gonna put that? Where's Terry's? Still definitely worse than a couple. I think it's worse than Terry's. Is it worse than Terry's? It's worse than Terry's. Is it better than Terry's? I'm gonna put them around similar. I don't remember. Again, really slow. He is spinning a lot, which is kind of funny. It's very like ballerina-esque, but kind of, it's just okay. I would say it's like maybe like lower B tier, like the very end of B tier. It's like meh. It's nothing great. It's worse than Joker's for sure. It's like disappointing. I feel like his would have more whimsy than it did. It was just kind of plain. Now, Mii Brawler, we got the Mii's left, and that's it. So we're getting very close to the end of this video. See, like, Mii Brawlers is just a better version of Mario's, and this isn't because it's my face or kind of my face. His is just so much faster. His feet, like, are barely moving, which is kind of funny, and he just is so much faster, and he's just moving his hands. Look at that hand movement. I like that a decent amount. It's not fantastic, but it is definitely better than Mario's for sure, like by a significant amount. I'm gonna put it in like lower B tier. I also definitely think I underrated Pichu. Pichu's is definitely more so up there. So now let's go to Sword Fighter. All right, Sword Fighter. Again, whoa, whoa. I wasn't ready for this. I love how he's moving. He's kind of like displacing. Like he's not just spinning around on the same axis. It actually looks like he's spinning and he's like moving behind him, which I kind of like. Like there's actual movement to his swing. I feel like he has good footwork. The sword isn't as terrifying as some of the other characters, but that's really solid. That's incredibly solid. That is not what I expected at all. That's like upper B tier. That's like very, very good. That was a very good shimmy. I didn't expect a good one to be that far at the end. Like I thought the Mii's were gonna, I mean, I knew Mii Brawlers was like okay, but I didn't expect that to be a good one. Mii Gunner. Mii Gunner's just so fast. With the little tippy taps. It really looks like a good spin. This is pretty good. I'm ignoring the fact that it's Sans Undertale. I'm trying not to think about the fact that it's Sans Undertale too much. I feel like with the silly costumes, like not like, you know, the ridiculous costumes, this could be very, very good. It's really solid. I'm surprised at the quality of Mii Sword Fighter and Mii Gunner's shimmies. That is really, really, really solid. Big fan of that. That's my tier list. I definitely think Kirby has the best one. I think DK and R.O.B being 2 and 3 is hilarious. I think Luigi's is amazing. I think all of these are definitely in a tier above. Those are really, really good. Big, huge fan of all of those. This was surprising. I thought there were gonna be, I didn't think there was gonna be one worse than Mario, to be honest, and there were 4. Only a couple of really bad ones. The other ones were kind of just okay. I want to re-look at Bowser's. I feel like I kind of gave that too low. Maybe it was just because it was near the beginning. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. This is very silly, not an actual tier list at all, but it's what I wanted to do. I thought it'd be fun. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.